Day 7. Head and mind. The head refers to the physical aspect of the body, encompassing the skull, brain, and nervous system. The mind is more abstract, representing the intangible aspects of cognition, consciousness, emotions, and thoughts, associated more with the realm of psychology and philosophy. Section 1. Head, root, cranion. Greek. Cranium, cranium. Latin words for skull. The Latin terms cranium and cranium are derived from cranion in Greek, meaning skull or head. This root forms the basis of various scientific and medical terms related to the skull and head, such as cranial nerves, craniotomy, and craniocerebral injuries. 2.11. Craniotomy. Noun. This word combines cranion, Greek for skull, plus tome, Greek for a cutting, refers to the surgical opening of the skull. A craniotomy is a surgical procedure in which a portion of the skull, called a bone flap, is temporarily removed to access the brain. This operation is performed to treat conditions such as brain tumors, traumatic brain injuries, aneurysms, or to relieve pressure caused by swelling or bleeding. Once the procedure is completed, the bone flap is usually replaced and secured. Recovery depends on the underlying condition and complexity of the surgery. 2.12. Craniology. Noun, derived from cranion, Greek for skull, plus logos, Greek for study of the skull. During the 19th century, craniology was a popular field of study in the context of racial classification and anthropology, with scientists attempting to categorize different races and ethnicities based on differences in skull shape and size. In modern times, craniology has largely been replaced by more advanced imaging techniques such as CT scans and MRI, which provide more accurate and detailed information about the structure and function of the brain and skull. A CT scan, computed tomography scan of the brain, uses X-rays and computer processing to create detailed cross-sectional images of the brain and skull. 2.13. Craniocerebral. Adjective. This word combines cranion, Greek for skull, plus cerebrum, Latin for brain. It means relating to the skull and brain. The term craniocerebral is typically used in medical contexts that refer to conditions or injuries that affect both the skull and the brain. Craniocerebral trauma refers to a type of head injury that affects both the skull and the brain and can cause a range of symptoms. Mild traumatic brain injury may affect the brain cells temporarily. More serious traumatic brain injury may result in long-term complications or even death. Root, cephalo. Greek for head, skull, brain, derived from kephale, Greek word which means head, uppermost or top part. In addition to its literal meaning, kephale was also used metaphorically in ancient Greek culture to refer to the leader or ruler of a group or community. For example, the head of the household was called the kephale. 2.14. Dolichocephaly. Noun, the etymology is dolichos, Greek for long, plus kephale, Greek for skull. Having a long skull. A medical term that refers to a condition where the head is longer than usual from front to back, antero-posterior diameter, and narrower than usual from side to side, transverse diameter. Dolichocephaly is considered a normal variation of head shape in certain cultures and is usually associated with certain ethnic groups, especially those of European descent. This trait is also common among various populations, notably the Nilotic peoples of East Africa. Dolichocephalic skulls are often associated with tall, slender body types, like the Maasai, which helps in thermoregulation in hot climates. 2.15. Brachycephaly. Noun, this word combines brachus, Greek for short, plus kephale, Greek for skull. This refers to having a short skull. Brachycephaly is a medical term that refers to a condition where the head is shorter than usual from front to back, antero-posterior diameter, and wider than usual from side to side, transverse diameter. It can be a normal variation of head shape in certain cultures, but it can also be associated with certain genetic conditions or craniofacial abnormalities. Brachycephaly is often associated with certain ethnic groups, particularly those of East Asian descent. Please note, brachou, Greek, which means short, is different from brachy, Latin, which means arm, as in Brachiosaurus. 216. Encephalograph, e.g. Noun, derived from en. Greek for in, within. Plus, kephale. Greek for head. Plus, graphein. Greek word meaning to write. Graph of the brain waves. Literally, writing about what's within the skull or head. EEG stands for electroencephalography, a technique used to measure and record the electrical activity of the brain. The electrical activity of the brain is typically measured in the form of brainwaves, which are rhythmic patterns of electrical activity that reflect different states of consciousness, or cognitive processes. There are several different types of brainwaves, including alpha, beta, gamma, delta, and theta waves, each of which is associated with different cognitive functions. 217. Encephalitis. Noun, this comes from en. Greek for in, within. Plus, kephale. Greek for head. Plus, itis. Greek for inflammation. This refers to inflammation within the skull or head. Inflammation of the brain that can be caused by a variety of factors, including viral, bacterial, or fungal infections, autoimmune disorders, and reactions to certain medications or toxins. It can affect people of all ages, but is more common in children and older adults. Symptoms of encephalitis may include fever, headache, confusion, seizures, muscle weakness or paralysis, sensitivity to light or sound, and altered consciousness or behavior.